And focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we start our session, I will give some guidelines and that will help for you while you practice. So in the beginning, remember to relax your body and let your whole body weight go down. So yourself, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing. And then remember to watch your posture. So in the beginning, keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line. And when it comes to the posture, while you practice, time to time, little bit observe yourself and see how you're doing in the beginning. And also look your condition of the mind. Time to time yourself watch and see, are you doing the right technique or your mind is somewhere else? So this is very necessary until you attain to the solid tranquility state. Once you come to tranquility state, that the mind going to be with the one pointness and one mind going to be more calm, relaxed and sharp. But before you get into that, little by little, you have to have the effort and with the practice, and you have to take care yourself not to go with the mind. So that is kind of like developing discipline yourself. And the mind always behave with thoughts. It is very normal. And so once you sit for meditation, you cannot have a wish not to have any thoughts. No, just recognizing the mind as it is one way that you accepting it. So in the beginning, even though that mind go with thoughts, what we do, we trying to bring a mental object to harbor or the anchor our all thoughts towards that mental object. So then keep your inhalation, exhalation as your primary mental object. And wherever the mind go, bring it back again and again and again. And so we're going to focus to in front of our nose and our upper lip area. And when the inhalation, exhalation happens, there is a sensation arise. So mainly try to focus your mind to that sensation. So that sensation sometimes can happen in front of your nose, so your upper lip area, or inside your nostril, sometimes this outside the ring of your nostril. And sometimes in the beginning, for some beginners, they cannot recognize this. So then remember to work with your posture a little bit, moving your upper body a little bit back and forth, and your head a little bit moving up and down. So that's why I mentioned in the beginning, try to observe your posture a little bit. So once you get into the tranquility, your primary mental object, so whatever happen, wherever the mind go, again and again, always keep focusing your mind to the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. When you keep focusing, notice yourself in the beginning, recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation separately. So that is the first step that you have to develop. Inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So don't try to pause, don't try to maintain it the way you want, or don't try to look for the comfort, and don't try to interfere with its natural process of the inhalation, exhalation. Just observe it as it is. So in the basic level. And then from there, once the mind little by little settle down, little bit bring more attention towards the sensation. Why? Because the very nature of the mind, once you get used to it, again it start to go back to its own nature. So don't allow your mind to get used to with the inhalation, exhalation without your intention. So always remember, recognizing inhalation, exhalation important, but in each and every inhalation should guide by the intention. So that is the important part here. And sometimes, because once you get observe the inhalation, exhalation, once you get used to it, maybe you fall into sleep. Maybe you feel so lazy. Maybe your mind start to go back again to think about something else related with the past or the future. So like that, it happens when the deeper the intention or the attention disappear. So then again and again, each and every inhalation, exhalation should observe separately and freely, and always it should be new experience. So that is where you can keep the intention. And then observe entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, and some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So just accept it. Recognize it and accept it and be with it. And sometimes it is in deeply, it irritates you. So because that way you try to go away from your comfort zone mentally. That is what you need to practice. Rather than holding or rather than resisting, just go with it knowingly. Don't resist it. Because if you develop the resistance, then later the disappointment comes. No, you just know this is what you keep doing, and so follow the path. And then once you slowly settle down with the inhalation, exhalation, and in the surface level, your body, your breathing, your mind going to settle down slowly. And then you feel more comfort and relax and deeply joy arise a little bit. So don't go with that. We have a long journey to go. So then in the middle, whatever you see in the middle of this journey, don't put that much attention. And sometimes our thoughts start to come against us. It come in mostly three ways. It's not coming exactly one by one like that. No, sometimes it happen, sometimes it doesn't happen. But in case if it is happened to you, don't worry about it. Don't wonder, and just that is the very nature. That's why I give these details. So one thing is, very recent memory can pop up suddenly and disturb you. So don't go with it. Just know yourself. That is the very nature. Stay with the inhalation. That is why giving a primary mental object, stay with it. That is your safe place. So you go to the safe mood. You don't go with the thought. And sometimes very old memory can pop up. So that way also you don't go with, you knowingly, it is a thought. You just stay with the inhalation, exhalation. And sometimes without any reason, thought can pop up. And the deeper sadness can vomit. And sometimes that's why people, when they practice meditation, suddenly they cry, because that mental formation deeper and start to come. And sometimes people laugh, and sometimes people feel kind of like levitating and going here and there. It's kind of like they feel kind of like a spirit. And sometimes they start to feel like weird sounds. So this kind of things happen. This all mind, remember that. There's nothing else. This is all your mind start to, because now you trying to settle down it. In the surface level, your consciousness not busy and you become calm. That's why these deeper things have start to come. In every day, this is happening to us. But we don't recognize it because our mind is very busy with in day-to-day activities. That is why. But now you shut down all this surface level of activities. That's why now you see. So when you see in the first level, you see, oh, it is something. Today I experience it, always happening to you. But you didn't see it because your mind was busy. So that's why don't get disappointed about it. Just keep observing the sensation. The sensation also the same. Look that it's always happening from birth to now. But still look why we need to put the attention and look for sensation sometimes. Because it is so sharp. And sometimes just with the surface level of this busy mind, we cannot see it. So then don't have any wonder mind, don't have any sad and worry mind. Just keep the clarity moment by moment, moment by moment. One sensation at a time. So remember that. So when we walk, like a walking meditation, there is a method. So one step at a time with one breath. So the same concept, remember yourself when you're sitting or when you observe one sensation at a time. So in that level, be sharp, very clear, try to 100% recognize that sensation. Knowingly, this is inhalation or this is exhalation, this is long, short, heavy, or this is the beginning, middle, end, like that. So get into that. So when you don't react to mind, it slowly will settle down. It's same like a wild animal. And you tie it to the tree and the animal little by little, going to calm down. So now your mind, you tie to anchoring to the inhalation, exhalation. So the mind going to be there like that. So whatever you guide consciously, whatever you give attention, the mind going to follow that. Otherwise, there is no way. The mind cannot, it doesn't matter whatever the habitual patterns you do, whatever the sanskara that you have, whatever the karma that you carry, unless the very strong bad karma, otherwise, always, your attention is powerful than any other thoughts. Remember that. Thought is like a dust. But once you don't have the attention, don't blame to thoughts. Because the thought anywhere it can come. It's kind of like the same way. You open your windows and the doors and keep it open, available. And then the dust come. And then the next day when you try to clean, everywhere dust. And then maybe you blaming to dust. No, because you didn't close the doors. So like that, the thought doesn't have any power if you have the intention. So the moment of the attention is the most powerful thing. So that is what you have to recognize. So in the, then doesn't matter whatever happened in the past or whatever in the future. Bring your fully attention with your awareness, clarity, to the moment. Stay with the one sensation, one breath, one sensation at a time. Just try little by little, little by little. Maybe in the beginning, it takes time, but still keep consistency. Develop it, develop it, develop it again and again, again and again. So that effort in the tranquility state, in the samatha bhavana, in the chitta bhavana, serenity bhavana, this is the method. Again and again you go with, and then a certain level, it going to settle down. And anymore, you don't need that much effort, and right away you can go to the tranquility state. So from there, once you get into that, in the very nature of it, you are able to recognize things as it is. So the recognition become very clear. No interfering with your thoughts. And now your mind is steady, and whatever the sensation is going to become very clear. But our journey is more, we need to go more deeper. Now we go to Vipassana level. In the Vipassana level, what is happening, whatever the sensation come to us, whatever the perceptions come to us, and whatever the pain arise in us, so we observe and see what is happening to it. So that is where you're going to recognize. Now in the beginning, in the tranquility state, you saw things as it is. So remember this separately. Just seeing things as it is never going to bring the wisdom. It will help you to stop all the activities for the moment. That is the very nature of the samatha. That means you get into tranquility state. That doesn't mean you develop the wisdom. So, but it brings the calmness, clarity. And from there, what you have to do, you observe very clearly what is happening and how things come to be as they are. That is where the Vipassana level of wisdom going to come. In the Samatha level, you recognize things as it is. In the Vipassana level, you recognize how it come to be as it is. So it is two different ways. In the tranquility state that you recognize in the surface level, in the Vipassana level, you recognize it as whole and the entire process. So for that, we get the inhalation, exhalation. So then you stay with the inhalation, exhalation and see what is this inhalation, exhalation, what it does to you, how it is happening. So for recognize that, just observe the sensation and follow the sensation and go to the depth of the sensation and see what you experience as sensation. So when the inhalation happens, pain arises, and it can be pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, and the sensation arise, and the formations arise, and then recognition arise. So like that way, it is 5 aggregates. So that is what your life means. But in the beginning, just stay with the sensation and follow and see the change. When the inhalation happens, how the sensation change. When the exhalation happens, how the feelings and the sensation change. Just observe it and go with it little by little, little by little. If the mind go here and there, bring it back again and again, and just let it to settle down. So with that, we're going to practice little bit ourselves. So be ready yourself and always remember and give your best to yourself and see this is the best moment you're going to be yourself. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Supateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, scan head to toes. Bring your attention to the lower part of your body. If there are any sensation you recognize, just get a mental note. Tightness, heaviness, heat, any feelings. Don't go with it. Don't try to make any comments. Don't interfere with it. Just get a mental note. Bring attention to the lower back. Upper back and upper shoulders. Arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Bring attention to your abdominal area. And your chest. Your neck and head. And bring attention to your whole body. And feel your whole body as one. Bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation, please. Follow the sensation. So allow your inhalation, exhalation happen naturally. Do nothing extra. Just recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Develop the step-by-step process. Get into deeper tranquility state yourself. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Keep focusing to the sensation. Just keep your attention to only the sensation. Be aware about the change happening moment by moment, followed by this inhalation, exhalation. Bring attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire this compound, this village, this city, this state, this country, this world, and this universe. And as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. So mentally, repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward to all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to Buddha's teaching, so the very first thing that we have to understand, Buddhism is not kind of like missionary teachings. And even the monks are not kind of like the interferings with your desires, and monks are not the person who ever in the middle, in between the Buddha and the people trying to communicate behalf of you. So the Buddhism mainly based with teachings. That's why always monks try, try to preach Dhamma and try to talk about sutras. So and rather than praying for you, rather than involving with your needs, it's trying to give kind of like wisdom for you to yourself to maintain your life. And other thing is, when it comes to Buddhism, everybody knows about this word called samsara. So what is the Buddha taught us regarding this samsara? And when it comes to samsara, and mostly people think it is something exists beyond us as a world. And mostly people take this samsara as this the material world, and it is separately exist, and we are separate from it. So when it comes to world, there are two kind of world. One world is this outside world. In that world, you see Earth, other planets, and there is the mechanism with this all everything go with the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So that is the one world. And another world is our body, ourself, our head to toes with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. And the way we live with this, that is another world. So the samsara means the way you maintain your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind world with the outside world. So when it comes to that, it is your own clarity going to change your samsara. So otherwise, we all not going to change the experience the same kind of way of in day-to-day life with our experience. So we all see the sun and the moon, and we see everybody see the same kind of this material world. But the samsara is person to person. It's a different behavior. Even though we experience the same kind of nature, its behavior is changed. What is that how that behavior change? Because according to the way you maintain your mind, your samsara, the very nature of the samsara can change. So then that's why you have to be very careful regarding yourself. Because if you become careless with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, your own journey can be so difficult, so hard. So then, to get into that understanding, you have to know how this samsara behave. It go according to the cause and effect. And where it start inside your mind. So that's why it called mind is the forerunner, mind is the creator. Which creator? The creator of the samsara. The mind is the chief. In what? In the samsara. So then you have to look yourself and see. It is your completely yourself, 100% your own responsibility. When you move in this samsara. No one can interfere with that. That's why you have to think about it. And when it comes to that, what we teach, we trying to teach, it's like this. If you don't know the samsara, and sometimes you become so fearful and afraid for life, and then you become a debtor to something. And that's where you hold into believing and following and worshipping, so like that path. Why? Because of the fear of the samsara. But that fear itself not allow you to rescue yourself. Worshipping, praying, asking, becoming a follower doesn't mean you're going to become free from that. You become more debtor to that path. Praying, no one got freed. For the moment, they feel comfortable. Asking something, no one can find the complete liberation, complete freedom from the situation. For the moment, maybe you find something. And following somebody, look at that, it's kind of like a self-motivated books. When you go to Amazon today, that you see entire site regarding this self-motivation and understanding all the books in that subject. But reading that books or following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 10 methods to find this, follow this 6 method to get into that. That is, but no one achieved to anything. What the Buddha said, only one way. There is no any other way. Remember that. Maybe some people to get into that one way can categorize little things, but there is only one way. What is that one way? Self-realization, recognizing yourself, who you are, what is happening within yourself. There is no any other way to get out of this samsara. So that's why the Buddha teach. That was this all around the world, these monks trying to teach. It is like this. When the house in fire, if you don't know the samsara is like the house on fire. So you run away from the house because of the fear. You thinking about yourself to survive. But how about the firefighter? So the firefighter go into the fire with necessary tools, preparation, understanding, and the wisdom, and knowingly what is the nature of the fire. And it has necessary tools to rescue whoever inside that. So the Dharma also, the Buddha's teaching also the same. It allows you to go into the fire, go into the samsara and recognize rather than escape from it, rather than afraid from it. Go into it and recognize and rescue even yourself and help for others. So that is Buddha's teaching. And for that, you need the kind of, it called upaya. Upaya means it's the powerful skill that you develop in your mind. As a profitable skill. It's kind of like a tactic. And you use your mind according to necessary conditions in that very moment. For that, you have to develop the clarity. So the meditation is the method that uplift that clarity with the recognition, not by believing something. We can come to believing or creating something in our mind as an illusion, and we can come to a point and we think we are in clarity. But the thing is, we don't see it is a creation of our mind. So that's why we more trying to observe and recognize the worldly nature, because that worldly nature give clear understanding regarding who we are and what is this world. So when you have this both understanding, it's like you are well prepared firefighter. The most important part is the awareness, the moment of the clarity within yourself. Forget about any other thing. Forget about the 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 good karma, or forget about any other kind of method. Just see yourself. Are you available to hold the complete 100% clarity in your mind in the moment? So if you have that, what can go wrong? There's nothing can go wrong when your mind is clear. But when you look at your whole life, when the situations went wrong, more than any other situations, that doesn't mean that other situation not going to affect for us. Of course, we are part of this everything. But the most important part, you have to remember, when the mind is not clear, anything can go wrong. But if the mind is clear, if you develop the clarity within yourself, wherever you are in that very moment, if you have the clarity, so whatever the outcome, even maybe it is come as a result of your previous karma. So whatever the horrible situation going to come, you have opportunity to get the best out of it. So then yourself and develop that. Rather than developing some unnecessary things, get the best, focus to the highest, stay with that the highest path, and develop your own clarity. Then you know, in day-to-day life, within your own life, when that clarity will keep you moment by moment, so yourself you know how it works. Who you are the one who going to get the benefit out of it. And not only in this very moment, and the moment by process, in any field, in conventional life, even in your eternal life, that always it going to bring you the right result. So then that's step by step the samsara and going to transform to nibbana. So then it is your choice for the moment. Are you going to get the path of the awareness, or are you going to get the path of the other desires? So when it comes to life, then we talk about karma, and everybody knows about karma. Then mostly people think it is something come from your previous action. And sometimes nowadays people thinking about it is a someone else decision, like a creator or the god or something like that. They can punish you. And so that also people believe as karma. And whatever they come to them, they accepting this everything as karma. More than that, remember, the karma is not something always bad. It gives the authority, it gives the power to ourselves to maintain our life. The most important part of the karma is more than the previous things. If you recognize it very carefully, it teaches you are going to be responsible for your own action. So then whatever you do in this very moment, and you going to get a result maybe in the future. So that may be going to become hard for you. So once you know that your life yourself, you can build up very clearly. and comfortably if you do the right things in the moment. So that is a law of nature that if you start to follow and understand. So otherwise you no need to afraid for the karma, you no need to afraid for the samsara or something like, because the samsara itself mean the way you maintain your 5 aggregates, the way you maintain your mind. And the karma is what? In the moment, whatever the decision you take. So then if you able to develop the awareness with the clarity in the moment, so the karma in your hand. Why? Because you can decide what to do in the moment. So according to that decision, that thing's going to happen. So there are 3 kind of animals that representing the certain behavior of us. And one is rooster, and one is snake, and other one is pig. So greed, hatred, and the delusion. So the greed related with the pig and eat all the junk and anything. And the hatred related with the snake, aggressive, always go for the revenge. And the rooster represent the ignorance. It has no direction. It go anywhere, everywhere. No kind of like discipline with the path. So whatever the winds come, the rooster go with it. So like that. These 3 nature, if you observe very carefully and little by little, minimize yourself, and you can transform this all the animal behavior to become better. So as example, that you know the pig, and if you know this Chinese people, and when that they have that the coin collectors, it's like it's always like pig. So what is that mean? So that mean if you able to maintain your greed, desire, you can become successful. You go to Chinese places everywhere, mostly they have a little pig, and sometimes bank give coin collector with the little pig picture, and the money always come with the envelope is come with the pig pictures. That indicate if you able to balance your lust, the pig nature, you can become successful. And the snake, and as you know, these people talk about the kundalini, the power of the snake, and hide in your spine. So this kind of thing, because if you able to manage your anger, you can protect enormous energy in you. Your vitality going to become so strong, and then your creative power going to become more clear and become better. And when people get angry, mad, their creativity disappear. So that's when we look at the world today. So the power of the snake power is overtaking the world. Any nation, when they have the anger, hatred, jealousy, so mainly the anger, the creativity disappear. People become weak. So that is what happening. It's mostly people today, they are more than calm and relaxed. They are more angry regarding many situations. It can become because of the politics. It can become because of the virus. It can become because of others' behavior. It can become because of any other religion. So like that, when we look at most countries. People become more angry, more angry, more angry. So then what is happening? They lose their creativity and then they become weak. So that is worldly nature. So then you have to be very careful yourself. And the rooster, then the itself, when you overtake this, you become more balanced and you become more safe in the path. So then yourself, if you not interfere with anything in life, and there are the situations going to become more comfortable for you than creating the fear, anxiety, depression, rather than going to unknown situations. It leads us to clarity moment by moment. So then think about yourself and try to conquer this 3 animal behavior inside you. It is a skill. So through meditation, it develop your awareness to understand this little by little inside you. Because otherwise, these desires, even it come from the mother's womb. And when we come to mother's womb, and where our life start, and from that place, sometimes even our parents' behavior can affect for us. Our other people's behavior can increase this animal behavior inside us. So as example, you know, when when the mother become pregnant, and whatever she like to eat, other whole village people, everybody like to give. Why people give like that way? To make the mother happy? The very reason for that, it is not about the mother. It is about the child. Because if the child in the mother's womb don't receive whatever it need, or if the mother doesn't get what she want, and as example, if the mother become angry when the child inside the womb, and if the mother feel greedy or the need something when the child inside the womb, if the mother feel kind of like ignorance, not knowingly reason or what to do like that, if her mind go unbalanced, these 3 nature effect for the child. And then when the child born, so while the child in the mother's womb, if the mother didn't get enough food or whatever she liked to eat, you know what is happening? As a result of that, the child becomes so greedy. And sometimes that child has power to destroy everything to get that his or her desire to satisfy. Maybe it can happen, it multiply when it come to the world. So if the mother, as example, if the mother want to eat a mango and she didn't get it, and that effect for the child, and that child lust and need, because mother didn't satisfied. So through that, what happened? The child nature start to get into to empower little by little, developing inside it. And when the child come, and he come to this world with the great lust, strong lust. So that's why before the child born, all the village people, everybody, whatever that she like, and try to give her. And when she satisfied, when the child come, and the child become more calm and relaxed. And the same thing with the mother. When the mother in the child in the mother's womb, if the mother had the anger, and then what is happening? It affect for the child. So when the child come, and she or he come with the great force or the power, the snake power, and then once it come, then it can destroy everything. That is why you see more than any other time. So these young people, even their own brothers and sisters, killing each other, killing their own parents, and they become like wild animal. So how this happen? It not happen just overnight. So this is a process that happening with our consciousness. So that's why you have to be very careful regarding that in the moment that what you hold. Why? Because the karma means that yourself mean that whatever the decision that you take, it has power to change your life, and not only your life, and it has power to impact others. So then if you know this method, then yourself you become careful. And ignorance, when the mother inside when the child inside the mother's womb, if the mother get doubt, and if the mother have the fear, so that leads the child to ignorance. So that is why the mostly the children nowadays, and they born with the ignorance, cannot fix. When they born with the greed, when they born with the anger, how the world can heal? It is very difficult. So that's why these teachings is very important, because these teachings allow how to fix that. So the way to fix it is getting to the deeper awareness or the consciousness, even that child born with the great anger, hatred, or the delusion. And then if that child understands the moment of awareness is belong to that child, and if he or she become more clear, and with that moment, and whatever the decision that child take in that very moment, that decision has power to change entire this whole system. So then who we knows, how we knows that ourselves, when we are in the mother's womb, how our mothers behaved, how we knows? You don't know about it. We have the great compassion regarding our parents. We respect and we keep the highest place our parents. But at the same time, but how we know our previous lives before we end our last life, with what thought we came here? And how we know when we are in the mother's womb, what kind of environment she had? And how we knows that in after that, within first 5 years, what kind of mental formations we accumulated? So that's why, even though in the surface level we see this world like this with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, the deeper inside we are developing kind of like a darkness within our own heart. So that's why the world is becoming this way. Otherwise, if our heart is clear, if we become more clear, and if we develop the clarity, the world cannot become like this. So you cannot become disturbed out of the world. Like, why? Because the world is the part of you. So then remember yourself, the majority is different than we think. So then it our responsibilities, and developing yourself and getting to the clarity without getting disturbed out of it. Because that's the way you can purify yourself. Otherwise, there is no way. So rather than going away from the escape from the samsara, start to get the right tools, understand about it, and don't afraid for that, and become like a well-prepared, well-trained, experienced firefighter, and get ready with the awareness, and go towards the samsara and recognize it. That is where you can end this. So for that you need the moment of clarity. So in the moment, if you become very clear 100% without any disturbances or without any interfering within your own past or the future experience, thoughts. If you able to get a decision with the very clear mind, without greed, hatred, and the delusion, that has power to change entire your history. So that has power to transform your samsara to nibbana. So try to develop that moment. So it comes with the understanding, it comes with the implementation and using your understanding, and it comes with the experience, it comes with the consistency, developing moment by moment, moment by moment, moment by moment of the clarity. And for that, you need some kind of silence also, some kind of patience also. And one of the best tool is the silence. So there were husband and wife. This wife giving hard time, and the husband had a very difficult life in his life. So then one day he went to temple and met the monk and told, this is enough for me. I am so tired living with my wife, and she giving me so hard time, I don't know what to do. So monk told, I will give a mantra. Don't worry, everything going to work. So what is the mantra? Don't say anything. Don't interfere with anything. Don't say anything. Just be silence. And then he asked, how it going to work? Because mantra need to be some words or something like that. The monk told, don't ask any question. So whenever she get mad, angry, just be silence. And every day you should come to temple and stay under the Bodhi tree and just stay there. So 1 hour and go for 7 days. But if the wife asks something, you can tell the truth. You came to temple and meet the monk. That's it. Don't tell anything else. So this person agreed to do it for 7 days. Now every day he come, stay 1 hour and go home. So the wife asked, where you went? And he told, I went to temple. Why? Meet the monk. That's it. And then what the monk told, he didn't say anything. He was silent. Now he go to his silence mode. And then she get mad. And then the next day he went to temple and they go home. And the same question asked, where you went? Temple. Why? To meet the monk. What the monk told. And he didn't tell anything. So the third day he went to temple. And then she get mad. When he come home, and now she want to know what the monk told. And she get mad and ask, tell me what the monk told. Are you telling all the bad things about me to you monks, or what the monk told? He doesn't tell anything. So 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, by 7th day, what happened? Now the fight became so big. And when he came home and she asked, tell me where you go. Oh, I went to temple. Why? To meet monk. So that's it. Then she started to fight and ask, tell me what the monk told. And he didn't tell. And then she told, now the monk is important than me for you. So that's why you don't tell anything to me. No longer I'm not going to be with you. So I going to leave you and I go to my home. And she took everything and leave the home and went to the mother's home. And on the way, and he saw her leaving the house and he understood how the mantra work. So sometimes being silence can fix a lot of things. take you away from a lot of situations. So try to practice the mantra that being silence. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.